what's good, people? We back at it for another episode. You know what it is, or what's the word with LJ Mental Podcast. As always, I'm your host with the most, LJ. Back up in here for another week. Man, oh man. So yeah, it's the end of March. Last episode of March 2022. So yeah, another Wednesday. Back up in here. So man, oh man, oh man. So pretty much the whole world watch Will Smith go up on stage and smack the shit out of Chris Rock. So yeah, we definitely talking about that. So I want to get into it on because I've heard different conversations about it. I guess it's a controversial thing because we in 2022, right? They say the world changes, which it does. A lot of things change about the world, but we still have to, as we navigate this world, human beings, we still gotta get up out of our bed or wherever you sleeping at. We gotta navigate the same way. We still gotta wash our ass, brush our teeth. We still gotta do these still basic things throughout the world, right? And certain things like how, like I don't know if anybody ever heard like the older generation say, right? Oh yeah, you think you're doing something different, but hey, I done been there and did that. You may do shit a different way, but I done been there and did that. And as I get a little older, I start to realize I'm like, that shit is pretty fucking accurate. A lot of this shit just like, man, there's some different shit going on, but my whole point is, right, controversy still sells. It always has, it always will, especially in America. Ratchetness in this country is at an all-time high. It may seem like shit is elegant, but ratchet isn't that. And I'm not calling it completely what Will Smith did ratchet. I'm just saying, controversy and things that creates perpetuated drama, and of course, sex, naked women. That's why they got OnlyFans where women and made like 6 figures, 7 figures, some 8 figures off OnlyFans. Sex, naked women. Excuse me. And somebody slapping the shit out of somebody on stage, somebody fighting outside. That shit has always done numbers. It's always gonna continue to do numbers. So yeah, controversy sells, and some people look at this. I've heard a lot of different views on what happened. And so the word of the week this week is regret, right? You hear Will Smith talk after the whole situation happened, right? And it seems like he has regret. He has remorse, and he apologized to Chris Rock. He didn't apologize initially when he gave his acceptance speech when he won an Oscar. That's something I'm going to get into too. But I want to talk about this first, about the whole incident with Chris Rock. So yeah, he didn't initially apologize when he gave his acceptance speech, but he did later on, the next day, I believe so. Yeah, this shit is crazy, right? Because you look at the Oscars as a whole, and I've said this, a lot of black folks have said it. The Oscars is way too damn white, and it seems like black folks that go there want to cater to them, and we really, a lot of us don't even want to recognize where we celebrated like the NAACP Image Awards, which is about black talent, but we want to cater to the Oscars because that's the big one, right? Where the world recognizes, okay, you win an Oscar, that's like nothing bigger than that, right? But black folks for years have not been celebrated like we should have. And it's been strictly fucking corny. It's gotten corny as hell, even cornier, and it's gotten more white. So that's not the shit on white folks, because some white folks that's talented as hell. What I'm saying, like, I mean, you're not giving black folks, they just do for years. I mean, in every field, the Grammys the same way. That's why I say fuck the Grammys. But they starting to come around, and I guess, and this crazy is taking like all this time. And honestly, this whole Black Lives Matter movement, everything that's going on with police brutality, and you're starting to really see a shift in a lot of different areas. I mean, you see things like how they changed, like stuff in the grocery store, right? The Aunt Jemima syrup, and they took the black lady's face off. They changed it. I mean, I don't even think stuff like that is necessary. we need to do like real systemic change, right? And even with entertainment, right, they're starting to really come around now. Somewhat, it's still kind of bad. But when you look at it, because the Oscars ratings been down for years now, for 5 straight years, the viewership has declined and declined and declined, and this year was no different. Honestly, with Will Smith slapping about it, ever since it happened, it's been talked about nonstop. So honestly, in a in a kind of a positive light, uh, is like he brought more attention to the Oscar. I bet viewership for the Oscars go up next year. I bet it does, and maybe not for the right reasons. Cause I mean, obviously, Will Smith got up on stage and did something that's never been done before. Now, if you listen to me on this podcast before, like you know, I love seeing stuff that's never been done before. And I'm gonna give my first reaction. Right, my first reaction when I first saw it, heard about it, was, "Oh shit, that was some G shit that Will Smith did." He got up on stage. I mean, Chris Rock obviously made a joke that his wife Jada Pinkett Smith didn't care for, right, about her being bald, right, and Chris Rock, I don't think he said he didn't know that she was suffering from alopecia. Uh, which is not a terminal illness, it's an illness, but it's not a terminal illness, right? He was just making a joke. That's what comedians do, and Chris Rock is one of the best. Um, he's one of my favorite comedians. His special, Bigger and Blacker and Never Scared, two of my favorite specials ever, had me crying, laughing the whole time. Was he out of line? Yes, and he was wild what he said a few years ago when he hosted the Oscars too about the joke about Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, like, "Oh, y'all wasn't invited, so how you gonna voice something you wasn't invited to?" It's like me being invited to Rihanna's underwear. I wasn't invited. Like, to me, yeah, I mean, that's when comedians press they go over the edge. Especially the greats, they definitely go over the line. They do. But I mean, I think it's a fine line. Even comedians, I think, should have a line they shouldn't cross. Like, I've even told like some of my white homeboys, like, and honestly, sometimes like you can cross that. Even white comedians have made like racist jokes that could be funny. Like even all these TV shows, people honestly don't want to talk about it in a minute, but there's been some racist jokes they've said about black people could be funny, but I've even said, like, it's a fine line between having a racist joke that's funny and get your ass whooped. It's a fine line. And you treading on thin ice when it comes to that type of stuff. But in this sense, Will Smith, I don't know if he has regrets. He apologized. It seemed like it's a regret. The whole thing is very controversial because some people agree with what he did for different reasons. Some people completely disagree with what he did. A lot of white folks. Because, I mean, the Oscars is supposed to be this elegant celebration of, oh, all the stars. And, yes, look at my elegance. I've won another Oscar. Look at me. That's basically what the Oscars is about, right? So, I mean, celebrate all the stars. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You should be celebrated for all the hard work and, because, I mean, making, like, movies ain't no joke. I mean, I haven't been in, like, a long feature film. I've done a little short film before, and, that stuff ain't no joke. Acting is not as easy as some people think it is. This stuff ain't no joke. So, so I mean, the whole thing is it, and I'm thinking about it. Like, one of my word of the week is regret, right? But is it really regret? Because I don't know. 2022, right? As the years go on and on and on, I see the world just continues to have less and less morals. People really just don't give a fuck about nobody, right? Because immediately after this slap happened, there's been a million memes out there. I've seen one, right, of Will Smith. They did a remix of that beat Men in Black, where he was slapped Chris Rock and they showed him dancing. I've seen a bunch of different stuff out there. One about Jada saying, "Oh, Pac would have shot him." Like, man, people really don't give a fuck. I think just because they celebrities, You can say whatever the fuck you want, even if you're not a celebrity. Like, and honestly, like Will Smith went on stage, right? Whether he was out of line or not. Honestly, I don't think he was out of line. The reason why is I'm not an advocate for violence, like, and a lot of the white folks got up on. If he would have did that to a white man, and I heard Jim Carrey say yesterday he would have sued him for $200 million. I mean, that's what white folks do. They sue people, like especially you got good lawyers and all that. Doing that type of light, you gonna sue. I get it. I'm not even mad at what Jim Carrey said. That's a response I would expect from him. Whether he would white men probably would have pressed charges. Chris Rock said he not pressing charges. Now, this is not the first like type of award. This is not the first like award show where people got up like was fighting or something crazy stuff happened. But we never seen this at the Oscars, right? With a bunch of white folks in attendance. Unfortunately, and this is a bad stigma some people have about the black community, which is not fucking true. That you take black folks, a bunch of black folks who can't behave, we get to shooting, get to fighting. Every black person is not a hood nigga. We just not. I'm from the hood, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna have qualities. And just because we get in front of these, I'm kind of torn, right? Because just because, like some people say, like, oh, we need to act a certain way, like, because we in this type of light, we need to behave in front of the white folks. Fuck that. I'm all about being professional and dignified and respectful. But you're gonna treat me with fucking respect also. You get me? And Chris Rock, like I said, he's a comedian. He's one of my top 3 favorite of all time comedians. I would say him, Bernie Mac, and I kind of go back and forth with the third between a few different people. But yeah, I don't want to get into that right now. But yeah, Chris Rock is one of my top 3 favorite comedians of all time. But even some comedians like cross the line sometimes. Like it's kind of hard, right? Because especially in the world today, where a lot of people are really sensitive and get mad at everything, and it's crazy. When you come at a man's wife that got an illness, and on top of that, the jokes he made about years ago when they're trying to do something serious to bring light to a situation, especially to combat some racist shit going on. And Chris Rock make light of that. I mean, I didn't really like that. Honestly, I didn't think it was funny, which is crazy because Chris Rock is very funny. He's fucking hilarious. If you've never seen the special, Bigger and Blacker, I think it came out in '99. It's an HBO special. You should watch it. If you like comedy, that's one of the funniest fucking specials I've ever seen. It's had me. The first time I seen it, my stomach was hurting. I was crying. But some shit like it just wasn't funny, and it was just to me it was kind of foul. Like, I mean, that's where you do something for a long time, you probably gonna slip up. Like Chris Rock is a super legend, just like Will Smith is a legend. All of his movies haven't been amazing, but he has a lot of amazing movies. But this whole thing, man, it's wild to me, right? Because for one, we ain't never seen nothing like this at Oscars. Like, never seen this before, and some people starting to think this is gonna start a trend. People might start getting up on, and that's if it does, that's not right. You shouldn't start a trend going up on stage and smacking people. That shit. I hope this don't start no trend like that. I mean, because honestly, I think if it was anybody else, Will Smith is such a major superstar figure for a long time. And there's not so many people that would have been able to go back in a seat and watch the whole and continue to watch the whole Oscars. There's not too many people that would have got away with that. There's probably might be a few other people that might have, but yeah, I would say like 98% of people, even superstars, would have not been able to get away with that. But Will Smith is one of those rare exceptions, people that could get away with something like that. I mean, Will Smith crossed over a long time ago to white America with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I still love that. It still reruns on a lot of different networks. It's a great show. and it's still like you could still watch it like it's the first time you seen it. Like it's still a great show to rewatch. Not every show has that where you can go rewatch it and it's like timeless. But and I've heard some people say they're not gonna watch Fresh Prince no more. Like I mean, hey, that's hey, do what you feel is right, I guess. But I love what his mama said though. I listened to his mom interview. That she supports him no matter what. Like she ain't paying attention to what the world and his sisters and his family they love him and they talking about they support him. I fucking love that. He got the full support of his family, so that's good that he got love out there, rather than people like with all these different memes. When he showing like his emotion at that red table talk, people calling him a simp or whatever, standing up for Jada, and that's a whole nother thing too, right? Because I've heard people say like, "Oh, he ain't slapped August Alsina, the dude that smashed his wife," which Jada Pinkett confirmed. They definitely did have sex. Like Chris Rock said a few jokes about you and your wife. This dude actually penetrated your wife. So I mean, and honestly, like a lot of people say that, but how do we know? Everything is not meant for camera. Everything is not meant for camera. When I see people like filming fights and stuff, that shit is whack to me. Like, honestly, I be wanting them to. The person with the camera, I be wanting them to get their ass whooped. Seriously, what the fuck you filming this shit for? Like, seriously, like. But the whole point. Alright, let me not curse too much. I don't want to curse too much, but sometimes I just gotta be real, like be authentic to who I am. But let me not curse too much, cause my mama listens to this sometimes. She don't like me cussing too much. So let me chill. So, with some of this stuff, man, it's yeah. I just don't. I don't know, man. This world don't have no morals. Cause for one, after the slap, there's another thing too. Chris Rock has a comedy tour that's coming up this very soon, and his ticket sales have gone through the roof since then. So I wonder if he already. What my question is, for one, about this tour is, does he already have? Because I know some comedians already had the material they already have for the show or whatever, and they might switch it up here and there. But I wonder if Chris Rock is gonna add any jokes about this whole situation. He might have. I'm thinking he might have to. People are probably gonna expect that now to have some jokes about Will Smith in there. I would think that people like, or he might watch it after the slap. I'm curious to see how. I'm really curious to see what Chris Rock think, because I know he gave us. I guess he gave out a statement after this whole thing, and they say he's not gonna press charges, which I didn't think he would. He's from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. He grew up in the same, I think, neighborhood as Biggie. So I believe. I could be wrong about that. Maybe not the same street, but I think they both grew up in Bed-Stuy. I know they both from Brooklyn. But, yeah, I'm like, Chris Rock not going to press no charges on him. That's not going to happen. But, yeah, this whole thing, man, this is wild. So, I just don't, I just don't. Yeah, I don't know if it's regret or not. I think Will Smith does have regret, and should he have regret? Should the Oscars have regret for really shunning black people for so long? Like seriously, I think they starting to have some regret. Like you should have given them they just do a long time ago. So there's a lot of regret to go around. But I don't know. As I really think about it, and as far as the whole slapping August Alsina thing, like, we don't know if he did or not. He might have slapped his ass a long time ago. We don't know it. Like, that he might have just not been on camera. Who knows? They might have not seen each other in 4 years, or he might have seen him. I don't know. At this point, if he slapped him or not, I don't care. I don't. I really don't care if he slaps him or not at this point. And it's not like when August Alsina sat down with Angela Yee and admitted to smashing his wife and said Will Smith getting an okay, which I think he was lying about that part, because Jada said, like, yes, they did have sex, but that no, I give permission, not you. Like, not, I'm the only one that can give permission to do that. But, so, I mean, it's not like Will Smith was sitting behind the camera waiting for him to say that, like, okay, oh yeah. It's not like he was there. with them. So I don't know, man. Like he might have slapped him a long time ago. I mean, they don't need to be on camera for what? So I mean, maybe he has seen him, maybe he hasn't. At this point, I don't care. But and I don't even think it was just the jokes with why he slapped Chris. This has been a build up for a long time. But some people over the years said Will Smith is corny. Like I mean, obviously Eminem has a history of dissing him, and like people have made jokes of years about him, how he's soft, how he's corny. Like I mean, he's even talked about like how he's been insecure about Tupac, like having his wife being like long friends, and she just how Jada just adored Tupac. Like he admitted he was insecure about it. So I think it's just been a build up. And even his mama said like she ain't never seen that side of him before, but she still supports him and talking about like she told him. The interviewer asked his mother, "What did she advise you give him?" She said, "Take a vacation, get some rest." She fully supported her son. She didn't condemn what he did, say like, "Oh, I'm ashamed of him" or nothing like that. She just said like, "I never seen that before," but she didn't say, "Oh, I'm ashamed of him." Like I support him. I absolutely. When I saw that, I almost brought a tear to my eye because I love seeing love, especially in a black family. Like especially like you see all this stuff nowadays, like where people so against each other. People just don't give a fuck. Like people just really don't care how people feel. So when I saw that how his mom and sister spoke about him, I loved it. I absolutely loved his mother's love that he has, and I'm sure his Will loved the hell out of his mama. So when I saw that, I almost brought a tear. It really did, cause I absolutely loved that. Especially when a world out here that really seem like they don't care nothing about you, cause especially with all these memes, like people don't like. It's sad, and honestly, it's sometimes you gotta slap somebody to send a message. I don't care what's some of y'all disagree, saying like, "Oh, violence never the answer." Yeah, you ain't either. Maybe some people y'all can't fight, but some of y'all can't fight. And like I said, I'm not condoning violence. I'm not here to promote like, oh yeah, we should be going whooping people ass. But honestly, sometimes you gotta send that message. People be talking real crazy and doing real crazy with no repercussions. Like there's so many people online that be talking real crazy. Like I've seen it. Like I comments and stuff, and I used to respond years ago, but I don't even waste my energy on that anymore. I don't got time to be stressed out over no stupid, retarded stuff people say online. Um, but yeah, some people need to get smacked up. Like all you people sending out all these memes, some messed up stuff, calling him a simp or punk, or call Chris Rock or Will Smith a punk. I mean, and I don't. I mean, I don't say that to these people face, man. People that be talking crazy all the time online or whatever. Like jokes is one thing, right? But and I really thought about this shit, right? Like, yeah, jokes is one thing, and that's what Chris Rock do. He joke. He not. I don't think he meant any malicious intent to Jada. Even though what he said a few years ago was kind of fucked up to me, especially when they trying to say bring attention to like, hey, we need to boycott the Oscars. They getting whiter and whiter. They don't give a fuck about us. And he basically said, "Oops, excuse me. Sorry, mom, if you heard me, I apologize." But yeah, it's messed up, man. Like some people need to get smacked up. They do. Like people be talking real crazy. Just imagine if some people can hide behind their cellular phone and or their computer or whatever they get on social media with, and talk real reckless with no repercussions because people don't know where you are. Some of y'all don't even be having real pictures of yourself online. You be having like a cat or like a beach ball to hide your face. But yeah, some of these people need to get smacked up. They do. Like honestly. Again, not advocating for violence, but there comes a time when you gotta send a message to y'all. You need to chill. You will get smacked up in here if you don't chill. So, Will, I love that his mama came out in defense of him. I absolutely did. Thought it was amazing, and I love what his sister said about him as well. His family completely supports him. They didn't say, because some people might have been out here like, oh, I'm ashamed of him, or oh, I don't like that. But you could tell his mama really loved him and really cared about him. And now, man, that's great. And Will earned everything. Oh, real quick, we gotta run out of time here, but real quick, he find Will Smith. This is his first Oscar he's ever won. That same night, right? Later in the night, he actually won an Oscar for the movie King Richard, which I haven't seen yet, but I do need to see it. I want to see it. It's an absolute travesty that he's never won an Oscar. Will Smith was probably for at least he had at least a good 10-year run where he was like he was in damn near every blockbuster movie. Excuse me. But yeah, Will should have won an Oscar many, many, many years ago. It's an absolute travesty that this is his first Oscar. I mean, congratulations, he finally won an Oscar, broke through, but so many roles he could have. I mean, he's been nominated before, but he's not. This is the first one he actually won. Like Ali and Pursuit of Happiness, both he could have won. But I think his other movies he could have got nominated for, like I Am Legend, or his first breakout role, Independence Day. There's so many other roles. Like Will Smith was it for a while. So the fact that he's never won an Oscar till now is a travesty. So yeah, I mean, the whole incident was crazy, but you could say it's regret. I think this is some regret to go on, not from just Will Smith's side, but from Chris Rock's side, from the Oscar side, from yeah, I think yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. I think this it's not regret to go on. But oh yeah, real quick too, Samuel L. Jackson. I think they say he won an Oscar, but it's really just a lifetime achievement where he didn't win an Oscar for a particular role. There's another guy who he's been a chameleon to me. He's been in pretty much, Samuel L. Jackson's been in so many different roles and been great at pretty much all of them. From Star Wars to Nick Fury and Avengers to even the hood movies like Juice to animated stuff like the Afro Samurai to honestly I think he should have got an Oscar for Django. He played he was the perfect guy to love to hate. He was a complete asshole in that movie and he played it perfectly. I think Steven in Django, the perfect house nigga. He was a complete asshole in that movie and he was amazing. But he wasn't even nominated for Django. Even Die Hard with a Vengeance, movie Bruce Willis. I feel like he was nominated for Pulp Fiction but didn't win. But yes, Sam Jack has been in so many great movies and he's been great in so many movies. So I mean, it's good that he got recognition, but yeah, it's a travesty. He's never actually won an Oscar for any of his roles either. It's an absolute travesty. But Sam Jack is one of the greatest of all time as far as acting in Hollywood. He's in my top 5. I don't care if anybody disagree, but Sam Jack is top 5 all time in Hollywood. Top 5 actors all time. But yeah, so yeah, that's gonna be it for me this week. So yeah, main focus was really this week about the Oscars, the whole Will. I just wanted to get my take on it, how I felt about it, and like I said, I was torn. But at the end of the day, I don't blame Will Smith, and I'm support him. I still love Will Smith movies and all that. So yeah, it could be regret, but I still don't disagree with what he did. So yeah, that's it for me. So yeah, I'm gonna stay safe, stay positive, stay sucker free. I'm out.